Not near mint, says he likes my style. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Since the beginning of all comic books, creators have been mistreated. As for better pay, only to be told,
No!
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators' comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show. A weekly YouTube show about comic books. Welcome to Not Near Mint, everybody. It is episode 119. It is November the 24th, the day before Thanksgiving. So for all you out there watching our show live, I want to thank you for watching us on Thanksgiving Eve when you could be at a bar getting wasted. Instead, we're going to waste some time over here showing comic books, but most importantly, we have two very important people. Tonight we have special guests, Alaire and Toben. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Racicot. Let's just bring them in. Why don't we do that? Hey, everybody.
Hey, it was a valiant effort.
Yeah, that was, well, worse than what most people do, but I still give you credit.
It is my name. Worst.
Yeah, totally on brand. We're good to go.
So how do we pronounce, I'm not even going to try it until I hear it first.
It's Racicot.
Racicot. That is a cool name. Can I trade?
It's quite deceptive.
It's deceptive because it's French.
French. Oh, now I feel so much worse for going, oh, wait, no, I don't. I don't speak French. But it's okay. So how have you guys been? What does Thanksgiving look like for you guys this coming tomorrow?
It's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, this is coming tomorrow. I mean, we celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving last month, but I'm still celebrating American Thanksgiving this month. So we're going to get some really awesome Greek food. And then the next day, we're going to just go see a Christmas lights show because that's just how we roll.
Yeah.
I used to love going driving with my mom.
I saw a friend, like, he took this, one of my buddies just sent me a picture, and it was like a bowl of like dino nuggets, the dinosaur chicken nuggets. And I was like, yes. This was the very first meal that the natives and the pilgrims shared together. Dino nuggies.
The native toddlers came and feasted.
They broke the dino nuggies into
Dino nuggets.
dino nuggies and maize, bitches.
That's right.
And it's at this point where guests start going, oh, dear God, what have we walked into? So,
Well, that's all for us tonight. So thanks for.
Yeah, all right, great.
So the main book that you guys are promoting tonight is something that you've been working on for a while. It's called Crown and Anchor. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about what that's about?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. Crown and Anchor is a sci-fantasy adventure with pirates and gods and cute seagulls that deliver your mail. It's just about this ragtag team of bounty hunters that kind of bite off more than they can chew, and terrible things ensue. But their main goal is to collect all of these divine tokens, because when all of them are collected, no one knows what happens. So they get to find out what happens. It's a story about growth and villainy and breaking harmful cycles and grow. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So how did you come about the idea for Crown and Anchor?
All right, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
So it really started with thinking about creation myths, right? So, Adam and Eve, but then it also extends to a whole bunch of different cultures. So if anyone's read Hero of a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell, you'd be familiar with that. Basically, in every culture throughout the world, there's these fragments that are all the same.
Yeah,
so I was exposed to, yeah, exactly. And a lot of it comes out of creation myths, whether it's, like a single deity creating it, or, if it's like a world turtle, or if it's, anything like that. And so I thought, that stuff's really fun. I kind of want to do something like that. And so it really began with this idea of, all right, well, that means that I get to create a new world. And I want to do something that's polytheistic because, I don't have any exposure to that with the culture and stuff that I'm part of. And then I was thinking about what stories were influencing me at the time. And a lot of it was One Piece and Treasure Planet, and this kind of longing for, I just want to go on an adventure and I want to experience something that I haven't seen before. And that's where a lot of it came from. So it's a mix of fantasy and sci-fi in terms of.
So I think you just got the attention of Comics on the Mind suddenly, because he's one of the biggest One Piece fans.
Here's the thing, my brother, we were just talking about this. Me and my brother are super anime fans, and he does not like One Piece. And it doesn't matter how many times I break it down to, he's like, no, I just don't like it. But he loves Naruto, like nonstop. He'll just keep rewatching the episodes. I'm like, it's a lot of episodes in Naruto too. Just can't get into One Piece. But yeah,
that's okay. One Piece.
And One Piece only has 1,000 episodes.
It's worth it.
Why do you need to rewatch one? Just keep going.
They're hilarious and they're fun and they're so strange. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And then the other side of it now that came kind of at the halfway point of development was Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
And that really influenced the dynamic of kind of the team feel and the whole motivation of, it's like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of every episode, right?
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
that kind of we'll let them succeed, but they're really going to be in a worse place after every single time.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm drawing at the moment. They're going 10 steps back. Things are not going well.
It's like, hey, we achieved our goal, but guess what? We're broke and we haven't eaten in 3 days.
Yeah. Still eating rice and beans.
And this time we'll probably die. We'll see what happens, but we'll probably die.
And we're going back to rewatch those old episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I'm liking what they're doing with the new series. I don't think it's a budgetary concern. I think it's just let's get the dialogue a little bit more snappy. But aside from that, whatever winds up being created only winds up being amalgamated and changed into something else later on. Is that something that you think about when you're making your books, how somebody might convert that to another medium?
I just want it to be converted into an animated series, please.
Yeah, we've already chosen voice actors.
At least 2 voice actors. Yeah, we would. Okay, a 3rd voice actor. We would love to have Kelsey Grammer sneak in there somewhere.
Sure.
But we would love to have Jamie Bell as Heb and Matt McKenzie as Atreus. Matt McKenzie is Auron from Final Fantasy X, for those who may not remember. But
Auron is the best character, of course.
He is
the best dad.
He was always in my lineup. It was Titus, Auron, and I had Lulu. That was the dream team.
There you go.
That's right.
But we've talked a bit about obviously the anime, is a pipe dream. But we've talked about doing first of all, a D&D. So I've done a D&D module that takes place after Crown and Anchor. So in the future, and I've thought about for future campaigns bringing in those modules as something that can be a digital reward for folks and they can play around in that world.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about eventually putting together either tabletop games where you're, exploring maps and doing kind of D&D things, or something like Fire Emblem where it's more turn-based and you're doing maps that way.
Fire Emblem mixed with Final Fantasy because, I like the whole open worldness as well.
But, making comics is hard enough, so video game design probably isn't the next hobby I want to take up after this. That's probably more masochistic than comic making.
No, let someone else do it.
I know some designing. I'm in California, so I'm going to say it.
So on the right of the screen here, I guess to the left of all of us, but I'm showing the first couple pages of Crown and Anchor, and this is something that you have up on Webtoons right now. And just looking at some of the art right here, I know that some of this is from a couple years ago, but looking at some of the original pages, which reminds me of old Jeff Smith when he was working on Bone and later on with Wrestle. The artwork has been consistent throughout. And I mean, is there anything looking back when you first started this project all these years ago that you go, I might want to tweak a couple things here and there? Or is it just, you know what, let it ride?
I look back at this first volume and I go, you know, I'm really happy with all the things that I did and tried. Like, obviously, there's some anatomical things and like spatial things. I'm like, yeah, I was a scrub back then, but I learned a lot. But if you look at book 2, there's a huge thing we changed, and that's adding screen tones. And we look at it now and we're like, this is how Crown and Anchor always looked like in our heads. The screen tones really enhance it. And someday I might go back to book 1 and screen tone that, and we'll offer that again. That would be, yeah, that'd be really
so looking at this is almost like going back to like seasons 1 through 5 of The Simpsons, or season 1 and 2 of Bob's Burgers, where you're like, this is kind of disturbing, but it's like a hurdle that had to be
sketchy.
Classic.
yeah. The lip syncing in Bob's Burgers looks a little bit weird.
Yeah, just really noodly and stuff.
Very noodly.
So yeah, looking at this, I remember showing this to some people, and they're like, "Am I supposed to color it? Is this I just color around the balloons and I do it myself?" I was like, "Sure, if you want.
If you buy it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can eat it. You can take it on a date. I don't care.
Make soup out of it."
Yeah, you can make some soup. Not good soup.
Yeah, because we've always gone into it knowing that we're not going to get it colored, unless we win some crazy grant or something like that. So black and white's always been totally fine with us. But what Elaire is doing for book 2 with screen tones really does, it has that nice resolution of like, this really is how it should look. And then, of course, that would complicate coloring because of all the extra layers involved and stuff like that. So odds are we'll probably go back and fix it up that way. But looking back at it, in terms from my standpoint with like lettering and stuff, there's so much stuff that I hate because I was just starting to learn how to do it. There's a whole bunch of mistakes that every time I look through it, I go, oh, come on.
So someday we'll do a second printing and it'll look completely different.
Yeah.
Or
whether it's better or not is up to viewers.
Yeah, director's cut. Make it oversized.
Oh my god.
All that other stuff. But yeah.
Make it this.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Yeah,
you're doing this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, instead of seeing a comic book where so many people I wind up seeing trying to make things that are just trying to become the next Netflix project or something for a movie. Instead, I'm looking at real sequential story art telling from issue to issue. And while it's on Webtoons, this is something that it excites me when I see somebody that has a story that wants to continue in a way that's like One Piece or Naruto, instead of, nah, I got 5 issues and I'm done. But what about a sequel if it makes money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and so putting it on Webtoons and all those other platforms really was a decision just to get it out there for people to read, right? Where we're based, like, and we've been in kind of the most non-comic friendly zones that we could be in.
It's true.
We met and started making comics in Idaho, and then we moved up to Saskatchewan, Canada, and now we're in Ontario, Canada. So it's progressively gotten a little bit better, I guess. But we're not going to like C2E2 and Emerald City and stuff like that where like really passionate comic readers go to promote our work. So the best thing we found is putting it online for free, and of course it's bit by bit. Mm-hmm. And then that helps build a readership. And then when we come to do a Kickstarter, we can say, you don't have to pay for it, but if you want a physical thing to put on your shelf, this is the easiest way to get it, because then, we don't have to go to you. You don't have to come to us.
Yeah. And, I know a lot of people have issues giving things out for free, and you don't have to give things out for free, but we've learned that you need to give like just enough, at least one issue, so that people know what they're getting into before they make this investment. And so we have up until the half of issue 8 on Webtoons. and then we launched the Kickstarter. Well, now there's going to be a hiatus until the book's done. So book people get their book first, and then we carry on with uploading comics. But like,
it's a weird relay in that sense.
Oh, and all the Webtoon stuff is the unedited stuff, and then everyone who gets the book gets the edited, fine-tuned version. So sorry, readers. Yep.
So I guess the readers...
And so we get some complaints, right? Because go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead. I was just going to remark that it was like Miracle Man 8, or what is it, 8? Because Miracle Man's not here. Miracle Man 8 that has the birthing issue, and then Marvel re-releases it and goes, oh, that's gross. Someone giving birth. Yeah. We're just going to color over that so that people don't notice any of the naughty bits. Oh. They still get to sell it and make money.
Okay, there you go.
I was going to mention that...
We're not going to cover our naughty bits, though.
I was going to say... Oh, we get lots of complaints posting... Well, not lots. We used to get lots of complaints about posting on those sites because we don't format it to webcomic format, right? We don't do the vertical scroll. We give them a comic page and say, deal with it because this is how we're producing
the
art.
intention is, getting it to print. So, I can't imagine, just doing a page and taking it apart and then putting it back together. Well, I guess I wouldn't have to put it back together, or whichever. I just wouldn't work quite the same.
It's a double-edged sword, but most of comics is kind of a double-edged sword, right? So.
Yeah,
Could definitely see that. So Ace has a question here, and Ace is right now cooking Thanksgiving dinner for about 200 people. So they are doing the work of angels right now. So
Ace, can we send you a book? Oh my gosh.
Ace would adore that, and I'm answering for them. So Ace has this question. Do you do anything specific while creating comics? Do you have a playlist? And if so, what's on it?
Too many things.
You can start.
Sure, I'll start. So typically I'll listen to video game soundtracks because I love my video game soundtracks. Recently I inherited a bunch of a bunch of oldies. I guess they're oldies from the 90s to now-ish.
A little bit earlier than the 90s.
And I've just been going through it, and so I'm like, oh, I've discovered that I do like ABBA, and here's more Bass Hunter, and and then there's oldies like the Beatles and Chuck Berry and stuff, and I'm like, yep, that's what I'm doing right now. And it's been really fun.
ABBA, which right now I'm sure that despite the fact Ace is not here, would be melting their heart because ABBA is their favorite band of all time.
Yeah, very sympathetic.
Okay, well, I've discovered Super Trooper is my favorite ABBA song as of now.
There you go.
There was one I was working on Crown and Anchor where there was this chase scene, big scary demon chasing these two little tiny pirates, and there's Super Trooper looping for 2 hours, and I'm like, yeah, this is so good. So yeah, I typically do listen to music or some kind of background thing, but music is much better. It's less distracting for me. So
I typically end up either watching Frasier over and over again or Seinfeld over and over again. Or if I'm really needing a good laugh, I'll watch the IT Crowd over and over again.
IT Crowd?
Oh
gosh, first season's the best.
I haven't seen that in ages.
My buddy showed me that over.
So that's what I do when I'm lettering, but go ahead, Rob.
I was just gonna ask, is that just on the background so it just helps you maintain a flow, or do you just wind up going, oh, this is the scene that this happens, and all of a sudden you go down that rabbit hole where you're going, oh my God, I just spent 3 hours watching Seinfeld that I watched 1,800 times.
Yeah, seriously.
He's seen every episode so much.
At least 17 times.
Yeah, at least 17 times. So there's no distraction.
Yeah, if I'm watching something, it's when I'm lettering and it's just to have friends around, essentially, is how I classify it. But if I'm writing, it'll typically, again, be video game soundtracks or basically as heavy of music as I can get without lyrics in it. So really heavy post-alternative music. Or if I'm in a really weird mood, it'll be the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And it'll be carols and stuff, depending on what's going on. So it's kind of all over the place, I guess.
Okay,
so.
but carols from Two Steps from Hell
Yeah,
and
that's the
Future
kind
of
of stuff I was
Forestry
thinking of.
is like the best Christmas caroling you just need. Yeah. Okay, it's all you need. It's those two.
Yep. So yeah.
All right. So why comic books out of all the mediums? Because I think you told us before you started, you're not really modern comic book readers, which is fine. There's a lot of us that kind of want to get out of that right now just because there's too much. But why comic books? You could do graphic novels. You could be doing perhaps even just straight out novels or something published online. What makes you drawn to the comic book art form?
Manga.
I was going to say I couldn't get hired at Square Enix, so I just did comics instead.
Well, yeah. But if you're tracing like, you know, the seedlings of the medium, it really, for both of us, started with manga. So
it really did, yeah.
I got into Shonen Jump when I was 13, 14, something like that.
Me too.
And, you know, obviously you're reading it. Yeah. You're reading it the wrong way, but the mechanics are the same.
Wrong way.
Well, whatever.
It is a way.
And so that made me realize, like, okay, sequential images are really fascinating in that sense. And then it was probably 5 years after that, around there, where I actually started being able to afford Marvel Comics month to month. And the one that really, well, actually, it was a little before that, but the one that really blew my mind was Dark Knight Returns. And I kind of hate how cliche that is. But I remember reading it and kind of realizing all of the different layers of storytelling that were going on. And it wasn't just, you know, sequential text where you're given it piece by piece, but you can look at a panel and there's multiple things happening that isn't necessarily dialogue. And so that fascinated me to the point where I said, okay, I need to figure this out and I need to do this because, you know, it's that exciting that I have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But then as for Elaire, like she said, she wanted to be what is it called? A concept artist at Square Enix. And so when we met in college, we met at a comic book workshop and she was there basically just to kill time and have some fun. And I liked her art style so much that she left the workshop early and I like chased her through campus.
Basically to my apartment.
Yeah. One street away from her apartment, and then was like, I have all these ideas for all these comics. I need you to make these comics.
And I'm walking past being like, that's great. That's great. Fumbling with my keys.
So she's involved in all this mess because of me. But the joke that I like to say is that I met an illustrator who is really fantastic, but her rate was too much, so I married her because that was cheaper.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And yet you've never been arrested for any of these moves. And for that, we thank you.
To be fair, I was desperate for friends my first week of college.
Yeah, it all worked out perfect.
And he feeds me and I make comics and that's fine. I don't...
Lots of dino nuggies.
Oh, yes.
They're
my lifeblood.
I'm only vaguely familiar with dino nuggies are, but I barely eaten today, so now I'm kind of wanting some. Might need to make a trip to Pumpkin. So what is the most important thing you know now that you wish that you would have known back when you started making comics?
That's a great question. I have to use my thinking box for that.
For me, I would say they take a lot longer than you think, right? If you're a reader of monthly Image, Marvel, DC, that's not how comics actually make, or how they're actually made. Like, that pipeline is so different than just like a typical person, because in most cases, at least for artists, those artists have more or less a living wage off of that page rate. But if you're working indie, you're probably not, you know, a full-time artist.
No.
And so to produce a book doesn't take 3 weeks. It takes maybe 3 months. Maybe it takes a year, you know, something like that. So have patience with yourself and with others, because everyone's growing. Everyone has a lot of responsibilities other than comics. And it really just kind of enjoy the process, because you're going to learn a lot and things are going to be great. Things are going to be terrible. But in the end, you're going to have this thing that you're going to look at and go, I'm so proud of this, because this is, you know, my blood, sweat, and tears along with everybody else that's listed in the credits.
Yeah, I'll echo that, where, you know, you just need to, if you enjoy doing it or you know you want to try making comics, just do it. You don't have to be a certain level. Like, I think of all the webcomic creators that, you know, we followed over the years. You know, they start out with a certain style And then like 5 years later, their comic is done, or 10 years later, their comic is done, and they've completely changed. And it looks fantastic. And it's like, yeah, this is, you know, this is 10 years of my life and my creativity and, you know, what I enjoy doing. And it's really cool to see that. But yeah, like whether you start on something long form or short form, just start something and see how you feel. Because like maybe creating comics isn't for everyone, but you don't know until you actually start making comics. Yeah. I didn't know comics was for me. Like I made comics in middle school, and then I gave that up in high school because I was like, no, I'm going to do like illustration. But like going back to comics again in college was really crazy because like it just clicked so well. It felt really good. It was really fun. And yeah, it's what I'm doing now, and it's what I enjoy the most. So just get started. Get busy. Just get busy.
Just start working on something. Eventually you'll figure it out.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens though. And it's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. And you look back at your old crap and you go, yep, that is old crap. And then you can see how far you come while you're looking at your new crap. And that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I was going to say that when you pulled up that artwork, that's technically the 4th iteration of Crown and Anchor that we've done. So we did like a really, really, really old version that will never see the light of day.
No.
We
Never.
did these like 6 pages that we took to a convention to show to editors and stuff. That'll never see the light of day.
No, well,
then we did a short story, and then now we're doing like the actual long form thing. And each of those iterations was better and better.
Yeah. And send them off somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a newsletter subscriber, you may have seen the very first pages, which
they were so bad.
Yeah, they were. It was literally embarrassing. It wasn't just like, oh, you know, it's crappy. It was like, oh my gosh, send.
It's like an embarrassing tattoo.
Yeah, it was.
You did wind up seeing from 20 plus years ago the very first South Park, right? And I don't mean the first episode where Cartman gets an anal probe. I mean the one before that.
I think so. I've seen chunks of
Santa
it.
versus Jesus. Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
It's true. That's right. You got to throw it out there and see what happens. So long as you love it, keep doing it.
Absolutely. So as far as comics go, and we'll even expand this to other artists, other forms, who has inspired you to do what you're doing today?
Oh boy.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, a handful of people. I mean, it all started with Saturday morning cartoons, and then it slowly progressed into manga and video games. But specifically, Tetsuya Nomura, who worked on Final Fantasy everything. Like old school Bandai, like the anime style, like dot hack. That was another good one.
I haven't seen that.
Cowboy Bebop too?
I think it's Cowboy Bebop. It's that era, right? Like
Trigun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that whole era of art was really inspiring. And
late 90s
then it was Full Metal
anime that
Alchemist.
got brought over here like 10 years later.
Loved it.
Seriously.
That was the best highlight time of anime for our country. Early 2000s.
Absolutely.
DBZ and the Sailor Moon fans went, yeah, that's for kids. But have you tried Cowboy Bebop?
Oh my gosh.
There's guns in that one.
And then there's Outlaw Star. Woo!
Pirates? Space pirates? What?
Yeah, Outlaw Star was
seriously.
like the bastard brother of Cowboy Bebop. Even the English
Absolutely.
actor that played Spike still plays the same kind of character, if not exactly the same character in Outlaw Star.
Dudes in it?
I haven't seen much of Outlaw Star. It was always one that I would watch at my best friend's house at night at sleepovers. So I never had cable. So I watched a few episodes and I was like, wow, I'm in love with this character and this character. And then I'd never see them again because I didn't have cable.
No continuity.
No.
All right, who else? Or what else?
Okay. Hiromi Arakawa, who does Full Metal Alchemist. And then Yuichi Kumakura, who does Jin King of Bandits.
Mhm.
Especially his second series of that. It was
I read some of that.
Yeah, I could say the same
Twilight
thing about
Tales
Full
was
Metal
his
Alchemist.
best work.
Back here twice.
For myself,
Oh wait, I forgot one.
okay, keep going.
Sorry, I also don't remember this artist's name, but the individual who drew Hikaru no Go and Death Note was another huge
I don't
influence.
remember their name.
And then the Naruto art style is just, it's flawless. So yeah, Shonen Jump was also a huge influence. There you go.
So many good stuff.
I'm done.
All right, so I'll follow the manga stream a little bit. So the artist who does Eye Shield 21 and One Punch Man, that stuff is just unreal for me,
yes.
art-wise. Like that just boggles my mind. And then coming over to this continent, the stuff that really got me excited about comics was the kind of like Hickman era of Marvel into Image. So Jonathan Hickman is both a writer and a designer, and like the way that he thinks about stories and tells stories is very inspiring. It's kind of how I adopt my work philosophy of never really go backwards, just make it work as everybody's keep going forward is really helpful, I find. Rick Remender as well is really influential in my writing and thinking about stories and structure and stuff like that. And then artists, I don't really think about art too much because I think about, honestly, it would probably just be like Scott McCloud because of the sense of like, here's how comics work. And so thinking about that helps me understand like pacing and panels and gutters and like all of the not really drawn stuff that I can manipulate as a writer, right? Am I forgetting anybody? Probably.
You should probably
I
say,
can't remember.
you should also just say Dan Mora and is it Matthias Bergara? He did Coda.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm throwing those in there because Tobin means to add them too.
Alaire's remembering the 2 comics that she's read this past year.
the past decade.
Yeah, so I'd say that's probably a good start. There's probably, you know, a whole lot of others, but I can't think of anyone else because, again, we haven't read stuff in a long time.
Sorry.
So yeah, mostly,
Sorry, we're awful.
Mostly it's like comic theory now, I guess.
Well, here's a good question because in case, I mean, not that it's likely, but you never know. In case an editor from Marvel or DC might be watching this, do you have any kind of pitch that might be ready for Marvel and DC? And if so, what character or team would it be? Don't divulge any details.
I was just gonna say, here's my pitch.
We think about this, at least I think about this a lot. Alaire and I talk about this all the time, actually, of like, if we were to get picked up by the big 2, like, what would we actually do? And it's hard. I've thought, you know, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I always think, like, what is the Spider-Man story that I want to tell? No, literally nothing comes to mind. What is the Batman story I want to tell? Literally nothing comes to mind. It would probably have to be something like Alpha Flight, where I can kind of dig into like Canadian lore and like cryptozoology stuff there, because that way it's less of a superhero story and it just becomes kind of like a X-Files featuring, you know, Alpha Flight kind of a thing. And I think that's
Canadian cryptids.
That almost is kind of what I loved about, again, that era of like Hickman and stuff doing that, right? With like Matt Fraction's Hawkeye and Mark Waid's Daredevil and stuff, right? They weren't really doing superhero stories. They were doing, you know, X genre with superheroes. And I think that's probably what I would have to go into it thinking about. So yeah, my answer will be cryptozoological X-Files in the Alpha Flight team.
Okay.
And we also don't read DC, so probably won't get any answers on that.
I'd probably want to be on a Moon Knight team.
Oh yeah, Alaire loves Moon Knight.
I love Moon Knight.
Yeah. Again, we take him to Canada and we do
we do some Canadian experiments.
He would just be on Alpha Flight with everybody else. He'd be all white and he'd have a big maple leaf right in the center, and he'd throw maple leaves for sure.
I'd stop drawing him immediately.
I'm pretty sure that Eric Larson has a comic coming out right now called North Force that has some characters. Like
yes.
That.
Oh my gosh. If it wasn't quite big 2, I would love to do Hellboy or Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I do love Spider-Man as well, but I would hate drawing his suit a bajillion times.
Just give him a different suit.
Or
you take a ground.
Put him in black.
I put him in a onesie. Done.
We do Peter Parker story.
Oh, there you go. Peter Parker if he dropped out of college.
Just say
He's
Miles
just working.
Morales, his costume's a lot simpler. Except now.
Okay, that's
hoodie
true.
and
Yeah,
sneakers.
give me Miles. I'll draw Miles.
Yeah, and the colors would do half of that anyways.
And I'll also draw Ghost Spider because her costume is great. Okay, there you go.
You want to know the saddest thing that I learned way back in the day when I tried working in comics? When I learned that when a penciler would put an X where something should be colored black, you don't ink the X as an X. Looking
Insert
at
the Price is Right fail sound.
I'm sorry.
Nope, stop talking. Go to
That's
jail.
awesome.
So, how do you feel about the comic book market as it is today?
gosh.
I don't know if you've been looking at it from the 80s, 90s, or just the last couple of years. How do you feel about it going forth post-pandemic?
Well, the 90s are fascinating. I should write my dissertation about the 90s in comics. I'm optimistic because I think that creators are becoming more resourceful and savvy about a lot of it. Where I'm pessimistic is distribution and, you know, local comic book shops and stuff, right? Like we were at our local shop. Yeah, we were at our local shop. Was it last week? And unfortunately, the owner was just very much, you know, like anti-Amazon, you know, all this stuff. And like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I really don't know how to help these shops. And like, I feel bad as a creator who's trying to figure out how to, you know, get my stuff into their shop. How can we give them the best deal? How can we work with them and stuff? But it's just, there's such a disconnect between the popular side of comic books or superheroes, which is like the MCU and stuff. And there's no funneling that audience into comic book shops, right? Or if it does prompt them to, I imagine they're probably going to Amazon because they don't really know how local comic book shops work. I remember when I went into my first one, I was like, I don't know what, I had no idea that that floppies were getting collected into trades, right? I just didn't know how it worked. I thought if you don't have these floppies, that's it. They're gone forever and stuff like that. So there's such a learning curve to getting into comics that, you know, unless Marvel and DC do a better job of not just continuing to pump stuff like into stores, but getting theater goers and other people like that into shops, something's probably not going to work too long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big advocate for crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter and Zoop, because that is how I am enjoying new indie comics and all these wonderful ideas. And like, yeah, it's slower to get books out there, but what you get in return is this incredible, like, it is a piece of art, you know? It's an indie writer with a new, refreshing story that isn't just, you know, fan art necessarily. And, you know, they have their teams and hopefully they are able to pay their teams or at least offset the cost of, you know, making their books. And I feel like, you know, maybe that won't be the number one thing, but like, I feel like it's becoming more and more of a thing.
Yeah, because you're seeing companies like Boom and Dynamite and
that's
a couple
true.
others use Kickstarter
They're
to
just like,
offset
hey,
that
let's
cost, right?
commandeer
So
this, please.
if that's like, if Kickstarter and those kind of platforms are kind of taking the place of comic book shops, you know, again, is that good? Probably not for the comic book shop, but
No.
you know, it's helping creators, and maybe at the end of the day, that's where the focus should be, is just helping creators make comics, and then the shops can figure it out afterwards. I don't know.
I mean, at least right now we have Substack that just started commandeering a whole lot of major creators on top of people that were working on webtoons. And this is something that I just learned about this year, webtoons. And it's been around a while. And it gets at least material out there to fans that might not be able to make it to a comic shop. We have people down here in the
Absolutely.
West that have to drive 200-300 miles if they want to get to a comic shop. There's people in the Midwest or rural parts of the country that can't do that. And if they can't get to a comic shop or they want to go, hey, I want to get the new comic that just came out today. What is it? It's a Strange Academy with the Art Adams cover. Well, that's $30 now. Oh, you. I'm just going to read something online for free.
Yep.
That's right. or a digital version of a book you really want for really cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we were in Idaho, we had to use Comixology because that was the only option we had.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get it. It's weird.
It is weird.
So
So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's like 2 shops per city around me. So it's like, that's like super strange. That's like culturally shocking for me.
Yeah.
Yet still, I'd want
Yeah,
to
and
go
I'm-
visit Oakland just to go to your comic shops.
I know, right?
That was
I'm also used to like bigger comic shops. And so here there's like these comic stores that you could barely like walk through because they're so
very,
tiny.
very, very small.
And it's just like, this is very strange. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Did you guys have, what was it called? Hastings? Was that ever near you? Hastings? It was like the Walmart of fandom. It was really strange.
Books, movies, comics, toys, music.
And they would have like magic tournaments every week, and they would sell. You know,
Did you
it
work
was
there?
It was bizarre.
You pitched that very well.
That was my childhood. And then we got this comic store that took over, and then Hastings went out of business,
the
like
whole
worldwide.
Hastings chain went down.
And so
Probably again because of Amazon, but that's a whole different conversation.
maybe.
Yeah, a friend of mine
crazy,
just
though.
went to Barnes and Nobles today, and I went, if I went to another Barnes and Nobles ever again, because I still do most of my shopping online, I'd only have one question, and oh no, lady just dropped. That question would probably be, do you guys still have any of your newsstand comic books left? And if the answer is yes, I'll take all of them. But it's this one, I don't care what they are. I'll take all of them.
Give me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I miss Barnes and Noble. But we have chapters. No, not chapters. We have Indigo.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
So what is your process like making a comic, and has it differed from how you've been doing it in the past?
Yes.
Yeah, you can talk through your process.
I don't draw it in spiral. Wait, what's it called?
Spiral bound.
Spiral bound notebooks anymore with a pencil. Digital is the only way to go for me. It's the best way. I'm able to put in as much detail as I want and also fix everything that I want, because my characters tend to have big head syndrome or tiny head syndrome. And to have to redraw all that would be...
I hate proportion for sure.
Yeah. Like,
That's why there's
you know, you
Photoshop.
get anatomy. But yeah, the magic Photoshop helps you become a master of anatomy. So
Cheers to that.
that's right. So I mean, before it was just there was a time where I drew comics without line weight, and then
And also not knowing proper page dimensions. That was a fun couple
yes.
months.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But over time, you know, I was like, yeah, line weight looks good. And so I started doing it. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to use line weight to depict depth and to like make certain objects or subjects more visible. And, you know, then it was, you know, a little bit of contrast, and now it's more contrast where I need it. I still have a thing that I call convenient lighting. So, you know, sometimes some could be heavily shaded, and other times I'm like, no, I don't want to cover up all that stuff that I just drew. But now with screen tones, it's like transformed comics for me, because like, yes, I can still go heavy with inks and make that all blend together, but it's nice having like that grayscale in between to differentiate color, and to also just breathe new life into these comic pages that would maybe otherwise be a little bit boring and a little bit bland. So yeah, screen tones are the new thing. I'm still learning how to use them correctly, but I like how I use them. They take forever because I don't use Clip Studio Paint, where they're like programmed to work a certain way.
Okay, so you are using the computer. You're not actually cutting it out with an X-Acto.
No, that would be too expensive. I would not be able to afford it. Yeah, and I do not have a steady hand at all. Like, it just would not work.
That's why there's a Control Z.
That's right. That's why there's the undo button.
Recovering
And that's why
alcoholic,
my...
I'll never have that steady hand.
Oh my gosh. And that's why my undo history is up to like 50.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, you know, it's changed a lot over the years, thank goodness. Like, I fully admire those who can do everything traditionally, but I'm like, I can't do that. That would be so slow for me, and I make too many mistakes to do things traditionally anymore. So
So
yeah.
have you 100% gone just drawing digitally, or do you catch yourself from time to time, like sketching in a sketchbook every once in a while?
Do you sketch?
I used to sketch and draw like every Sunday. And then after having a child, it just, you know, I don't really have time for that. But also, I noticed since I'm doing comics all the time, whether for myself or for clients, like that's where all of my energy goes. So I feel like I don't really have any new ideas to sketch.
There was an awesome Sunday a couple months ago where we planned out the front and back covers of the remaining volumes of Crown and Anchor, and that was
Yes.
like mind blowing. Because yeah, we don't really sit down together and like hash stuff out. Typically, it's just her working on stuff that I've written like years ago at this point, and she's like, "Here you go," and then I let her. And it's
Well, to add to that, like that is what I focus on most.
Yeah.
I don't really do like my own stuff anymore. Like anything that I sketch, I'm like, okay, this is going to be in Crown and Anchor book 5. Okay, I'm planning ahead, and this is going to be a Crown and Anchor book 7.
There's
so
8 books.
There's
total
8 books,
planned,
by the way.
so.
So yeah, I used to draw like deities and fan art and stuff.
But we figured a lot of it out. That's why we don't really need it, right?
Yeah, so I don't feel myself needing to sketch because I'm already
We don't need to sketch
because I can't. I am unable to sketch anymore because there's too many things using up my brain.
Time. It's all time, and you don't have any more of it left.
No.
Seriously.
No, barely have time to make comics, so I can't do sketching.
And then what was the question for my answer?
What?
Can you pop it back up?
Oh, we have questions ready. Let me see if I can grab that banner back up.
It was what is your process like?
Yeah, what's
Yes,
your
how's it
process like
different?
making a comic, and is it differed from how you've done it in the past?
Let's see. We used to suck, now we suck less.
So my stuff as a writer and letterer. So I do the method where when I'm planning a story, I'll kind of free write a little bit to get plot, some details, figure out kind of character voices, character motivations, that kind of stuff. But then when adapting that to preparing to script, I'll take a piece of loose leaf and write 1 through 24, typically to do like 24-page issues. And then it's line by line what's happening on every page. And then from there, I'll have that, and then I'll open my scripting software, and I'll already know kind of what's coming. And so I'll know, this beat has to happen, so this conversation is going to this point, and that's going to indicate a page turn, et cetera, et cetera. So that took a couple months to figure out. I think I figured it out just after I graduated university, where I like really sat down and spent a lot more time writing. And that's really helpful because I found that for me to be really effective scripting, a lot of it just comes through pre-writing to help with pacing. Mostly is, I can sit and rather than have a blank screen, I already have essentially the comic, a half or a quarter written, and I can know how these conversations are going to go, mostly because that's what Alaire and I will do. If we're driving around, what are these people saying, or what are these characters saying at this moment? What are their motivations, et cetera, et cetera. So that part happens there, and then the pacing and panels and stuff happen elsewhere. And then what ends up happening kind of inevitably is after Alaire draws it, and then I receive the page back and I go to letter it, I kind of just leave it. and then when there's 4 or 5 or 6 pages, I'll go, okay, I need to rewrite all this dialogue anyways, because it's so different seeing it completed to that point that I go, yeah, this stuff doesn't work. So I just did that a couple days ago, where there's a 6-page sequence, and I completely re-scripted it as I lettered because what was in the script just didn't work.
It was
after seeing
so
it.
much better after seeing you write it. It was really good.
And so I've just kind of accepted that, where if, Stephen King said all writing is essentially just revision, I believe it was him that said that, then that's just the process. I'll give it a good attempt to actually script and have something there again to help with motivation and help Alaire understand, their emotions and kind of what they're thinking in their head. And then when I get it back, I go, okay, what's actually going on here? that's being depicted, and how can I tweak that kind of stuff. So yeah, that probably took me longer to come to grips with, because I've heard other creators say like, oh, never change anything that's in your script. Your script is law. I would argue that same thing if I'm getting a script from a collaborator that I haven't written. I would go, no, you can't change it once it comes to me, or you shouldn't. But if it's my own thing, that for me, that's just part of the writing process. So some people might, not like that, but for me, I found that that's just the most effective. So that's very much different than how it used to be.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what's the major factor that keeps you making comic books, aside from being there?
It's torture,
it's
but
in our,
it's fun.
What's the term? It's in our prenup.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
That's not
it's too much fun.
It is, because at night we'll be like, okay, we got to wind down. Let's keep working.
Yeah. My famous quote that's going to be on my tombstone is, so I needed to take a break, so I just kept working. Like it's too much fun. So and this is going to sound really weird for people who make comics. It is the easiest form of storytelling that I've found. As a writer, I've jumped between writing films and writing prose and writing comics. And I find that writing comics is just really satisfying, because I don't have to, describe a table for 2 pages worth of text. So, and again, that sounds kind of bad because it makes somebody else do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Is that why Wheel of Time is such a long series?
There's a lot of tables in it. Lots of wheels.
Too many tables.
So because comics are such a visually dependent medium anyways, like artists are going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I find that my role is to reduce how much they have to redo, if that makes sense, right? If Elaire can draw a page and get it right the first time, awesome. That's exactly how it should be.
That is awesome when that does happen.
And so I just roll with it. So it's that kind of ease for me, at least. But then also, it's also just the collaborative spirit. So I work with other people other than Elaire, surprise, surprise. And it's a fantastic experience, because it's really nice to just see kind of their creative vision, and it's exciting. It's almost, I've heard it described as you kind of get presents in the email, from time to time, and that's exactly what it feels like. I give them my portion of it, I get something back, I have no idea what it's going to look like, and it's really exciting, because now it's like, here's this puzzle that I get to put together with my lettering and figuring out how this version that is a little bit different than what I had in my head when I wrote it is going to work in the overall narrative of this issue.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing something other than comics in terms of illustration?
No. So after going to university and being with a bunch of other art students, especially ones who wanted to go into either games or animation, I was like, dude, that's way too much work. And so, like, instead of just doing fine art or just, static illustrations, in the sense that, like, there's a scene or something, some message you want to convey, comics is the middle ground. It's storyboarding, in a sense, and instead of telling the story in one image or telling the story in 24 frames per second or whatever, like, you have these bite-sized chunks happening and your brain fills in the rest however you want it to, right? Like, some person could read, book 1 of Fullmetal Alchemist and fill in the spaces maybe differently than someone else, but the story still, goes the same way. But it's fun to imagine all of those bits in between. But also, like, again, our brains kind of fill in the spaces, so you can almost see the motion happening, or, anyways, I'm poorly describing it, but
you're describing closure.
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry.
In a very roundabout way.
I didn't know what I was trying to describe, but I guess that's what it was. Yeah, it's just really fun. And I feel like comics has taught me to draw a lot of different things that I normally wouldn't. I remember doing comics after I graduated, thanks to all the comic creators on Reddit. And so they're just like, okay, this one panel, someone's punching this guy. In this panel, you need to draw a forklift. And I'm like, I've never drawn a forklift in my life. So I'm going to trace a forklift, and I'm going to take the pieces that I need. And, it needs to be, dented or smushed to one side. So I draw it smushed to one side. And it's like, cool, I can draw a forklift now. So like, comics are also very versatile because you're not just the character designer, you're the background artist, you're the prop artist, if you're the colorist, bless you.
Seriously.
You have to figure out the emotion, and you have to figure out lighting and color theory and so many things. So yeah, like it's fun. It's really fun. It's really exciting. Yeah, I get to draw a lot of new things.
They talk
It's
to
like
Christian.
figuring out a puzzle. And when figuring out a puzzle, sometimes a writer go, and the color should look like magic hour as the character sits down in front of the fjord. As the artist looks over the script and goes, what the fuck is a fjord?
Have you heard the infamous story of Kieran Gillen writing a script for one of his creators on Uncanny X-Men? And he made a typo. Instead of writing loincloth, he wrote lion cloth. So instead of Cyclops, this like other dimension Cyclops wearing, a Tarzan loincloth, he has like Mufasa, dead Mufasa, like over his head and his skin drape. And so he got the art and was like, what is going on here? And he checked his script and went, that's on me. Yeah.
I hope he
But
kept
you know
it,
what?
because
They
that
did.
sounds
They-
dope.
They printed it.
Okay.
Keep it, no, we'll roll with
Yeah,
it.
you can find it. It's Cyclops wearing Mufasa, essentially. It's pretty cool.
No.
It's a work of art.
Mufasa,
So edit
Cyclops.
your scripts, everyone.
Yeah.
Edit your scripts, and
Yeah,
then you won't have. Yeah.
Or be prepared for lion cloths.
Be prepared for lion cloths, which will make your comic better, but just be okay with that.
I love that story.
Now, you said earlier in the interview, you were talking about the Dark Knight Returns. And I remember the editor years ago in an interview being asked, so what's it like editing the work for Frank Miller? I mean, what's it like? Well, I receive the pages and then I forward them to DC. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
What?
You don't correct spelling or anything? It's like, how do you correct Frank Miller? No, I just
Yeah.
send the pages in.
You don't want to be that guy that corrected Frank Miller.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, because I kind of remember another little story where Steranko, in his prime, he went and did the cover of Incredible Hulk Annual #1. And this is kind of a famous story when Stan gets the page, he looks at it and he goes, I don't like the way Hulk's face looks. Hey, Marie, come in here. Can you redraw the face? So you have Marie Severin, great artist, but they never credit her for this. She erased the face, drew it in, it got re-inked, and then here's Steranko out one day enjoying his day, and he goes, I'm going to pick up the new issue that I got some work in. He picks it up and goes, what the fuck is this? Goes into Stan's office, closes the door. Everybody's looking in to go, what's going on? I don't know. Steranko has some shit going on with Stan. Let's go find out. Can anyone hear? I don't know. Lost to time. But all we do know is Steranko punched Stan in the face, and that was it for Steranko working at Marvel.
Yeah. Crazy. I've never heard that story
That's
before.
really exciting.
Unless you might tell him first.
Yeah, that's also just really sleazy to like not go to the original artist, but
Well, also pay your artists for edits. If you want someone's face completely redrawn, you better be paying them for it. If it's not in the script, you better be paying them for those changes. Because
And if you wind up using their artwork in other forms, like, I don't know, David Aja and Hawkeye, which just premiered last night at 3 a.m. on the East Coast, or midnight for this dude up here, and they haven't paid him for that. Pay your artist.
Rude.
well, yeah, and that stuff's all over the MCU, right? Brubaker with Captain America or whatever it ended up being called. I don't remember, right? And like, yeah, it's special thanks. That's not enough.
it's
Terrible. But yeah, especially with Aja, because it's just all over that series.
So,
Terrible.
Let's say this. About a decade ago, back when I was like heavy drinker, I fashioned myself a DJ. You hear anybody that says they're a DJ and you've never heard of them before, it's okay to laugh. Everyone else does too.
Okay.
So I remember being told, hey, do you want to DJ for us? we'll give you exposure. I'm like, how much is it going to pay? Exposure. Motherfucker, I can't pay my rent with exposure.
Are you going to expose me to more money soon?
Hopefully. Well, right
Expose me to a few meals, maybe?
I have a very expensive hobby.
That's right.
So we're coming up on the hour. There's the last couple questions I had here. What does the future look like for Alaire and Toben?
Bleak.
Yeah,
and gray.
Winter's coming.
Oh my gosh.
Coming in dark and strong.
Well, Alaire's
Are there
part of
any appearances you're making or anything coming up in 2022?
We'd love to go to TCAF in Toronto.
We love TCAF.
We have hopefully some plans to attend that with Grant Stoy of SideQuest fame.
We love Grant Stoy.
So that would be fantastic if we could do that. We don't really know what to do for conventions anymore because we have a little one and most of them are, 3-ish hours away for the most part.
Yeah.
So that's tricky. And then, you're around there all day. So we haven't figured out conventions. As for work coming out, SideQuest number 3 just came out, which Alaire illustrates.
SideQuest number 4's Kickstarter is launching January 4th, I believe.
So Alaire will be illustrating that one.
Yeah.
Our Volume 2 Kickstarter for Crown and Anchor finished last week.
Last week.
A couple weeks ago.
But the book will be done around April-ish.
April?
Yep.
I'll be kickstarting the second issue of Pilgrim's Dirge probably around March or April as well. And beyond that, you can find my letters in a whole bunch of books.
Schwacka books.
More and more as they come out. And then Alaire has a couple other gigs lined up for post SideQuest, but Crown and Anchor, we're going to be trucking away at that for a long time. And then once that's done, Alaire has her short list of other things that I've written that are coming as well. But yeah, so for 2022, you'll get 3, maybe 4 SideQuest number 5 as well, probably.
Yeah, I'm really hoping SideQuest 5 is out 2022 as well. Come on, Grant.
And all of these can be found on your website for purchase right now. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Roscoe.art. Oh, sorry. Yes, that's right. And then
don't worry, that's right. That's right.
I was like, I didn't say .com. But the real benefit of going to that website is you sign up for our newsletter and you get lots of freebies and behind the scenes things and Valentine's Day cards, recipes. Ooh. I don't remember what else we've done, but all that kind of stuff.
We're also going to do more things, but yeah, you get, 1 or 2 emails a month, usually 1. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, here's what we're working on. And here's this fun thing you can download for free. Happy birthday.
Yep.
All right. Bada bing, bada boom.
We give out a lot of free crap, you guys. You should sign up for our dang newsletter. Gosh.
Damn Skippy. Now, if our audience learns nothing else about you tonight, what would be the most important thing that you would like to share? Other than go to your website and sign up for that newsletter.
Yeah.
No, that's not important. It's a little important, but
pineapple belongs on pizza.
And suck it, Grant.
And waffles are better than French toast.
Okay, stop.
No, you tripping.
Trying to get the indie comic scene in an uproar again.
So we've just lost all of our followers.
No.
Except one.
Waffles are better than French toast.
Oh my gosh.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone. Am I getting through to you?
That is the best reaction.
I'm going to be scared of this.
Now listen here.
All right.
I like pancakes and waffles and French toast. I like breakfast in all forms. Thank you very much.
I like bacon pancakes. Making bacon.
Yes.
Making bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes.
The fact that you love Adventure Time, I love the both of you too. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Alaire, Toben, you're welcome on the show anytime.
Yeah.
We hope to see that comic coming out very soon. I'm going to be checking out the rest of the series on your webtoons later tonight and tomorrow. It looks good. I wish I got to read more than just like 20 pages. But you guys are great. You're so lovely as a couple. Can't wait to look forward to your new work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. This was a blast.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Now, good night, all. We're going to wind up doing this next segment, and the next segment is called Comic Book Therapy. And during Comic Book Therapy, I mean, we don't have like anybody here tonight, so this might be either a very short episode or somebody got a package today, and it could be a little bit long.
Yeah.
A little, but that package, oh dear God, that thing was banged all to hell. So we're going to do some comic book therapy.
So, what exactly is the problem? Tell Dr. Whack. It's the Not New Mint crew. Miracle Man, Rob Worst, Lady Fantastic, Comics on the Mind, Ace. I see them in my dreams. It is okay. The Not Near Mint crew cannot hurt you. Well, what if I want them to hurt me?
I stay dying every time I watch that, dude.
I mean, I made one, and then he did a parody of that was just so much better than anything I could have come up with.
Oh,
boom.
The glasses, though. The comic glasses. That's perfect therapy.
Which is now should probably be a good time to bring this up for anybody that's still watching, which thank you, replay viewers. If you're watching this on the Rewind, live viewers, this is why we do this show. It's fun. We make mistakes, and you never know what's going to happen. But this Friday, I believe at about 7 o'clock on Whack Comics channel, the whole team is going to be appearing to enter into post-Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving episode done by Lee and Tyler. Looking forward to that. So otherwise, do you want to show some books?
Well, sure. I have quite a stack to show. And I didn't get
Oh,
new
do
books.
you now? I can't believe that the shop closed and didn't send you a text going, I know how much you spend.
I mean, shout out to comments. I love my shop. But I don't check Instagram like that, like I used to. And they updated everybody through Instagram. We closing early today. 5
This
o'clock.
happened at my shop earlier this year. I drive up to there. I waited 3 hours because I'm used to him showing up a little late. And it started off last year. He'd get there at 1:30. Then it was 2. Then it was 2:30. Now it's about 3. But if you're waiting till like 5:30 and you're going, he's still coming, right? You finally call him going, why didn't you call him before? God, I feel like an idiot. Hey, yo, you didn't see Instagram?
No.
I haven't been on Instagram all year.
I know.
So we're going to play your banner, and we're going to have you show what's inside the box.
Now, I'd like you to think of something specific for your organization, and that you will not object to having disclosed.
Yes, I have something. Do I have to close my eyes?
It doesn't matter.
All right, yes, I have something.
These are comic books, and they're soaked. Soaked! Look, man, this is all soaking wet. That makes them worth nothing. Shitola.
They dry by cells.
You don't. I'm with you. I collect comic books. You don't dry them out. They're done.
You're gonna take Spider-Man, Napoleon, Scotland. I didn't see that.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, I did not get new books as I have expressed earlier, but Rob sent this big ass box. This shit is heavy.
That got its ass kicked by the U.S. Postal Service on the way
Oh,
over.
they thought it was a soccer ball, and so like this thing is heavy.
Kick the baby.
Kick the talk about South Park. So I'm gonna open this. I already basically opened up the box and just kind of removed the tape, the pull tabs.
I didn't put no pull tabs.
You secured this. Well, I don't know what this is.
I would put pull tabs if there were like 3 books, 10 books. I put like, I don't know, 100 books.
You know, I know. You secured this shit.
And I know that JP winds up saying, always put the pull tabs, always put the pull tabs.
Man.
Something that big going across the country, I would rather you try and have to fumble making sure that it gets opened rather than it getting there, which it did, and it gets its ass kicked, which it did.
People at the post office. I don't know. All right, so I have it open. I have the first one. I'm gonna look at it and then I'm gonna show y'all.
Blowing up.
Ooh.
Hey, Judah.
It's Fantastic Four.
Number 1.
Number 1. I have mixed feelings about this series because I heard good and bad things. But I definitely want to like catch up and read it. Ooh. Invincible. If y'all don't know, I'm doing a show with JB Budget Collecting, and we're talking about Invincible. So this has been a
So that volume I never read. I picked it up. It's in like mint condition, and it's just sat on a shelf since the day I got it because I had every issue.
I'm trying to get the compendium too. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I know. I'm already working on the trades, but I'm like, I kind of want the compendium. Here's another one. Ooh, here's some things. You got Thing and Lockjaw and that little creature right there. You got to read the story. This is a great story to know what that thing is. Ooh, Marvel Tales. What story is this inside? I know these Marvel Tales are just like basically old stories. I have the Thanos one.
I honestly don't know. I bought it just for you.
That's a great Ben Grimm. Oh,
I think there might be an issue 51. Yeah, there's a bunch of Scotties in there for you.
Scotty Young.
I almost picked up the Incredible Hulk Scotty Young cover for you today, but the second I picked it up, I'm going, holy shit.
There's a Scotty Young cover?
There's a Scotty Young cover, but the cover that I picked up, because he only had one of the Scotty Youngs, because I got there a little late, because that fucking deposition that wouldn't end. And I get there, and I'm going, let me see if there's any extras, because I was hoping for that Wolverine, that old school looking Herb Trimpe with Hulk, and they didn't have that, but they had the Scotty Young. I go to pick up going, oh, Kirk's gonna, whoa, shit. Bottom corner crunched.
Cover. Damn.
Like, he does not want a 6'5" Hulk that just came out today.
No. I can't wait to read. Did you read the story yet?
Which one?
The new Hulk story. Were you able to read it yet?
I've read nothing tonight. Today it's just been run home, get shit accomplished, get some stuff put in bags and boards, which I finished right before I jumped on air. And here we are now. So I got to read nothing. I'm such a horrible nerd, but I do need to watch Hawkeye.
Gotta eat something too, man. You better eat something after this.
No, it's caffeine. It's all caffeine. You can always tell when I'm all caffeinated. I don't do Coke, boys and girls. It's too expensive when we have Cuban coffee in Miami. It's called Colada. It's magic, and it keeps you awake all night long, but at 3 o'clock it sucks.
Hilarious. This cover is great because I am trying to finish these Marvel 2-in-1s, and I don't have this one. I have first appearance of Starhawk, which is an awesome character.
Nice. I had 2 of those, and like, well, I didn't realize I had it. Who wants it?
Damn. All new Guardians. That's a great cover.
I had doubles.
I'm working on all those old school Guardians. Or more modern. Oh, stop playing. Fear Itself? No way. I'm trying to work on all the Fear Itself tie-ins and all.
Hey, guess what?
What's up?
Miracle Man just woke up.
Shut up. You were lying.
Kid you not? He just texted.
This is him blowing us up.
It's like, I'm so sorry. It's like it's a YouTube show. Who cares?
Oh, that's hilarious. I'll read the text messages in a little while, but I'm in awe because of this, because I'm working on this series, Secret Invasion. I only have the first 2 issues and then a bunch of the tie-ins.
I just put the couple doubles that I had in there. I'm all about not keeping doubles.
Here's issue number 2. Ooh, what is this? Oh, Challenge of the Super Sons. I haven't read any Super Sun stuff, so this is gonna be like really fun to read because I've always wanted to read some of the. Like I said, I need to get a trade so I can just read it all.
It's Super Sons before they aged them up.
What? Look at this shit. You gotta read this part first.
Night falls on Yancey Street.
Hell yeah! It's all about. You see the shrine. Come on.
I had to give you all my spare things.
I can't find my little thing. My little thing is like it's somewhere around the room.
None of the ladies here want to hear about little things.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Here's Star Wars.
Yeah, that was the issue that you went, I wasn't able to find the issue 1. And that was at the beginning of the year. Oops.
I remember.
Sorry it's taken so long to get this out.
Oh, I ended up reading it on Marvel Unlimited. Ooh, nice. What? Incredible. Issue number 14.
Remember, I had the whole series.
This is crazy.
So way back in the day, when I used to be married, I was reading Invincible back then. So, of course, I sold the first few issues for a girlfriend that wanted to go on a trip. And that was to Orlando. Great guy and everything, but Invincible reminded me of a bad marriage. So 2 years ago, when we first started this show, when we did that Black Friday special episode, that's when I just blew out most of the whole later side of Invincible. And I'm not saying, oops, it freed up some room, which I need to do again. Isn't that right, Miracle Man?
You got that right, buddy.
Hey, what's up, OG?
How you doing, boys? How you doing, boys? I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm getting up there in years. For those of you who don't know, I did change my username on Twitter to AKA Old Man Komoda because it's accurate. It is an accurate depiction, and
so the fun of Miracle Man, what Alan Moore did that was so brilliant, Michael Moran has grown up and he's in his 40s, he's overweight, he's sad. There's something that he can't remember.
all the fucking things. That's what I can't remember, ladies and gentlemen, and NBs. It's all the fucking things I cannot remember. So I apologize for being late and missing. Oh, wait. There we go. Thank you for everybody.
Man is finally woke.
Thank you for, I've been woke for a long fucking time. But thank you everybody for hanging out. I do have some comics if you'd like to see them before you sign off for the evening.
How about we finish up with Kirk first? And
oh, yes.
We even have Lee.
Hey! Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was okay with signing on before. Now I'm happy I signed on.
It's gonna be a good night.
I missed everyone last week. And,
let's see what you got.
I got some more Invincible.
Ooh, FCPD.
Invincible.
Oh yeah,
that's sexy.
And we got some Invincible Iron Man. Issue number 1, issue number 2, which is great because I have issue number 1. Can't wait to read that.
Written by persona non grata, but you know it's a back issue.
Ooh, no way! Look at this. We got Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Goodness.
That's sexy.
Look at that. That's going on the wall.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
there.
If you could just hold it up for a minute, I'm going to finish off real quick looking at that. That's how beautiful it is.
Ooh, we got some more dark. I didn't get a chance to read this either. This is the that recent Dark Knight series that came out, right?
Yep. I had
Oh,
3
yeah.
copies of that for some reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to read this. This is perfect.
There's still supposed to be one more series after this.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Huh.
But Frank Miller's like fucking ancient, so I don't think they're gonna really he's gonna script. I don't think he's gonna write or draw.
Oh, he might just like, here you go.
So,
As you
Comics
will.
Explained, or no, it was Comic Tropes that did a video a couple days ago about this. And
Yeah.
Frank Miller, apparently because he worked in comics, made his bones, then he started directing movies, and he got a big head, and the Spirit didn't do as well as he hoped that it would have.
Right.
So now he had to slum it by coming back to work in comics, which is an awful way of looking at your career, which is a stellar career at that, until you decided to go all psycho right wing.
Yeah. He has kind of come back on that, by the way, just so you know. I'll be the first one to bash a fash, but he did kind of roll back a little bit.
Oh, good.
So I'll give him that. I'll give the man that.
Sometimes people have to learn by being exposed to other human beings, because you are not the only person in the world.
Now, listen, I'm not making any excuses for Islamophobics or Islamophobia. I will say I believe the man got caught up in the fervor after 9/11 and made some bad choices. And I'm, you know what? If he's willing to put in the work and learn, you know, we got to give him an opportunity. And I think he is. He came out and apologized for that holy terror nonsense. So,
to be fair, going back to early 2000s, post 9/11, media, it's important how they portray people, because if you only see a type of person portrayed a certain way, you will automatically assume incorrectly that everybody's that way. Even 24, which we kind of thought is a right-leaning, but overly they wanted to get the empathy in there. They got a couple people that were Islamic on the show, and they seem to be the good guys, and oh, by the way, they're terrorists.
Right. Let Kirk finish.
Go ahead, Kirk.
We're on our soapbox.
We do that.
It's all good. I'm just,
Penis.
Admiring these buttes. So I have some Batman. So I was looking at this.
Vati's Batman.
Issue 500.
Yeah.
Hollow back at you.
You know that's a die cut cover, right?
Yeah, I felt it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, take it out of that bag and fucking open it up, man. There's a die cut cover.
Short copy.
It's pretty cool, man. It's one of the last times die cut was done right.
I've had that book since it came out.
Same.
I think we all did die cut pretty well on our last whack.
That's true. I will agree. The last time a Big Two did it right. Look at that. Look at that, gang. And look what's behind it. We got the Azrael Batman.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool one. It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, this is cool.
Shiny.
And guess what they're promoting on the back?
Right. I have that novel.
So that's cool. So
Jesus Christ, Judah.
Shiny covered?
He's a fan of the shiny. He likes the shiny. That fellow Robo.
I like these Nightfall covers. Look at that.
Dope, man. They're dope.
Oh, they look like
Kelly Jones.
If you can find newsstands of those in high grade, grab them up, man.
Absolutely.
Money. Or if you can find the reprints with the DCU bullet in the bottom where the barcode's supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, that's a newsstand for him, but it's not the newsstand.
Right.
Yeah, like the newsstand that's like that rare one, right?
Yeah.
That would be a $2,000 book, and you would recognize it by it saying All Robin issue, and there's like a sunburst in the upper right-hand corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it forever. Never going to find it.
I have to. Ooh, more Batman. Last Rites. Final Crisis.
You looking at this shit like you didn't look at it yet.
I haven't.
The package looked like your ass was kicked before you got it.
Oh my gosh.
Gee, I don't like Spider-Man. Not my friend.
Batman. Here's Batman, you know.
A dope-ass cover, man. I have that one. Great cover.
Last rights. Let's see what else we got. Yeah.
Damn, BK Comics. That's fucked. That's way too soon. It happened in 1963. And it's still way too fucking soon.
Dude, Kennedy was assassinated like 100 years ago yesterday.
It was not 100. It was like 60-ish. Yeah, in 30 more years, I think we get a last of the packages open for that are like in the National Archives. Oh, okay. Sorry, BK Do Comics. I'll try to be more gay and do more comics.
I remember you
Let's
saying
do it together, Miracle Man.
Who's that?
This for sure.
Me, your lover.
Oh.
Your lover and your friend.
me and Whack Comics are BFFs.
And Whack, I'm going to be getting you your package out hopefully next week after I'm paid again. Miracle Man should be getting his
I get a package?
Friday, and who else? Ace should be getting theirs on Friday as well. Back to
Yeah, you're part of the team, Whack. You get a package.
absolutely.
It's gonna have a picture of Rob Worth's dick in it too.
Fuck yeah.
I just filmed. Oh, I'm going to shut up now.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
It's going on the wall. It's going on
Hell
the wall.
yeah.
I remember you saying you didn't see it at your shop. I'm like, oh, I got a copy right here for you.
I was so sad. They had some great covers, but just not the ones that I wanted. Holy crap.
That's a good one. I got that one.
This is great.
Yeah.
Didn't get this one. Oh, this is so cool. Age of Ultron. Which is like one of my favorites.
Nice.
Love this series.
Good one.
It was so sad.
Good one.
One of your characters.
Mhm.
Invincible Iron Man.
If only that was an issue 3 that I had a double of.
I know. I wish. Oh yes! Fuck yeah! Blue and
Oh,
gold.
good. Yeah,
I
nice.
just wish you wanted to.
No, because Miracle Man said, oh, no, I have a copy. And then I heard the other day, oh, no, I didn't get it. What?
No, I have that.
Oh, okay.
I have that.
This is awesome. Keep it 150. This is great. Look at this cover.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, Sam. Look at all the characters.
That's a good one. That's a
Because
good
I
cover.
bought that copy 4 months ago. I forgot to put it in CLZ, and then I bought it again like 3 weeks ago.
I do that a lot. Like I'll be just digging through books and like, oh, I like this cover, and I'm like, I had this already.
That's why I have CLZ.
This is amazing because I am working on this this run. This is sexy Infinity War. Look, reason why I love every single one of these covers because I am a sucker for a good wraparound.
Ron Lynn kicked ass on that.
So look at that big Ben Grimm right there. That's so cool. Is that Professor Hulk?
Essentially.
That is so cool. Issue number 3. Sorry, I'm just like these are covers that I've been looking for forever. I'm just like, I can't get it right now.
I'm only missing issue 2 now.
Really?
Yup.
Dang. Ooh. The Infinity Gauntlet.
Infinity War used to be one of those books you had to like dig through past to get to other books.
Yup.
Really?
It used to be crazy, like everywhere. Every quarter bin, every 50-cent bin, every dollar bin, Infinity War was clogging it up, baby.
I wish I was collecting back in the day like that. I started like a couple years ago. Like,
Well, I started hearing people were like having a hard time with it. I was like, what the fuck happened? Did we finally throw out enough?
Excuse me?
We finally threw out enough copies of Infinity War that it was worth something? What the fuck?
Imagine hearing. I remember hearing like a comic book store owner a while back going, yeah, I had like 18 long boxes. A lot of it was 90s crap. I had a whole bunch of Infinity War. It's in the garbage now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they couldn't give this shit away forever.
What is this? I've never heard of this series. This is amazing.
Glory.
I was asking Miracle Man if he wanted this. It's an independent series where they rebooted it and they made it a lot more independent, and the stories were awesome. But there's a couple issues I couldn't find.
So, shortest possible version, Glory is the Rob Liefeld version of Wonder Woman. Initially, she was born as shit. They relaunched a bunch of the Awesome Entertainment stuff, which was Rob Liefeld. And this is that relaunch where it was totally untethered from being involved with the other Awesome Entertainment characters. Yeah, it is one of the best series you'll read from that year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I just don't see myself going to try and find those last 3 or 4 issues.
Yeah, if you can't find them, mine, let me know. I'll help you track them down. It's a killer story. Yeah.
This is a look.
Yeah, she's like half alien, half like warrior woman.
Half alien, half warrior woman.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man. It's a great story.
Look at this.
It's fucking dope ass covers.
Fucking beautiful cover.
Yeah. It's a beaut, baby. It's a beaut.
Damn. Look at that. Look at the eye. Like, I didn't even notice the eyes in the background until like.
Yeah. Takes you a sec.
Forever watching. Damn. These are beautiful. Issue 20. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be hunting the rest of this thing. Ooh.
Yeah, at least you have the first few issues, well, first several issues, and then the last few issues, but it's just a couple of the in-betweens.
Look at the destruction.
She I don't know if she kills him, but she definitely fucks Supreme up in that series at one point. Yeah. Wrecks his fucking world.
This is by far the best cover. Oh my god. Look at this shit.
It's killer, man.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, that was in the top 3 that I would be reading when I came home on a Wednesday.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. This is a great cover. Bring it back. This is great. I appreciate you, Rob.
You're welcome. And this is Miles going, I'm a DJ and I'll play for exposure.
I haven't read much Miles. Is he really a DJ?
No. Not at all. Not once, not ever.
Damn.
Oh no, Judah's leaving. It sucks so bad. Hey, real quick, Judah, before you leave, maybe you left already, but just to let everybody know, Judah was in my Fortress of Solitude today, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
Miracle Man, if you can wind up pulling up a picture of Judah in the Miracle Man cave, that'd be awesome. So while you're looking for that, Lee, do you want to show some books tonight?
Yeah, bro.
Me?
Are you ready?
I'm
Would
ready.
you be ready? Can you be ready?
Yeah.
Because if you're ready, here we go.
I got Batman. If anyone wants to talk about Batman. Hello, do you like comic books? But I just wanted to show you my comic book collection. This is some of my...
Can I eat your ass?
Hey?
Can I eat your ass? Like, can I put my tongue in your butthole?
If you subscribe to Whack Comics, you can.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show!
Hey!
Kyle just joined the chat. Promiscuous Time Traveler. How you going, Kyle? He's a cool guy.
Hey, Kyle.
So I don't really have much to show off, but I just wanted to show that I got my vaccine today, and I just wanted to show the superpowers that it gave me. Check this out. Check these superpowers from my vaccine.
Guns all day.
That's some fucking sexy shit right there. I don't care what anybody fucking says. I don't care. Why didn't this work?
My vaccine superpowers. That's all I wanted to show off. That's about it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Power whack.
Yeah. So go get vaccinated, and you can look this good too.
I want to look that good because there is no possible way I'm taking my shirt off ever.
He's like, yeah, bro.
No.
Show.
No.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
So we're gonna let him just lounge around here. We're gonna pretend he's wearing pants.
What? Who's wearing pants?
Sure.
So
Miracle Man.
I never wear pants. I only wear shirts.
I'm having a hard time making the technology work, so I'm gonna go real ghetto here and just hold up my goddamn phone. Here we got our friend Judah Rad.
Oh,
there we go. Right there in the Miracle Man Castle. Right there. It was a great time. We hung out today. We did New Comic Book Day. Just to let everybody know, Judah in person he's a lovely man. And if you're not subscribed to IFLC, I freaking love comics, and you're watching our show, I gotta ask you, why? Why would you do such a thing to yourself? It's a bad mistake. Go sub them up. So let's look at some comics. What do y'all say?
Let's do
it.
Now listen, I'm actually missing a pile of comics here, but I'm going to start with new issues first. A little of that Maria Louvet porcelain. I love the story's fun. It's a little wacky. I love these homage covers they've been doing. Here we got He Who Fights with Monsters #3, another homage cover. This is an Action Lab book. It was on my pull list. It still keeps coming. I took it off my pull list, but there's like one issue left. I figure I might as well fucking just buy it now. It is pretty enjoyable. Here we got Out #2. This is pretty good. There's Nazis. There's American POWs. It's a decent story. Radio Apocalypse #1 from our friends over there at Vol Comics. The art's a little unique, but it's a Ram V story, guys. Read it. It was a good one. If you like that kind of shit, I do. I like that kind of shit. Here we got Heavy.
Miracle Man. I just spent a shit ton of money today on 2 books that are done by Ram V. And I couldn't really talk about it for a little while.
Oh, there you go. Here we got Heavy #8. This came out a little while ago, but apparently I missed it, so I grabbed it. Literally the first page, the one character's dick is out.
Oh,
literally the first page. You open it up, big old dick right there. Do you want to see it? Can we show dick? Can we show drawn dick on the show?
Yeah, I could stand up if you want to see real dick.
I mean, gee, I'll tell you right now, whack has made me rethink my sexuality 19 or 20 times. Here we go, dinger.
Oh shit, there it is.
Our man is packing some heat.
Miracle Man, you remember that this show is art, and this is definitely art, but yeah, let's go ahead and throw that picture back up.
This is art. I promise you, this is not a 14-inch motherfucker donger that we're showing here. This is art. Yeah, first page, guys. First page. He is pounding one out there. So sorry if
normal for this comic particular.
Oh yeah, this is everybody's been saying there is a point where he does do a little leather scene with the other guy. Everybody's been saying they just need to fucking get it over with, and I think they're right. I think they just need to fucking get over it. There's this pesky girl on the way. They keep changing which one she's with, and they just want each other. Here we got Eat the Rich #4 variant cover. This is their something or another there. Here we got Chicken Devil #2. The covers are cool. The interior arts I'm not crazy about. So I'm going to show you this next one here, but I got to queue up something else as I show this to you. So I grabbed this Army of Darkness 1979. Guys, what this series is Ash from Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, in the Warriors universe. For all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes. It's not exactly, but that's what they're doing. That's because it's 1979. This is the year the Warriors came out. But, that book came out, and I got it. I read it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I've been enjoying this little series. But there was something else. I was out with Judah today, and Judah got one of them. But I got the other 3 that were out, and there's 2 more that are out there that I need to get. And here we have Army of Darkness 1979, same issue, number 3, with a beautiful TMNT number 1 homage.
There's a lot of these new TMNT homages from that company, isn't
There sure is, because here's Nyx number 1, another TMNT homage. And from Chaos Comics, again, Dynamite Purgatory, issue number 2. There's a Barbarella one, kind of sexy. There's a, you'll find out.
Hot. He looks hot.
There is
I don't know. I don't really like that one. Hey, I don't know why.
I like it. I'm gonna get the rest of them. There's a Barbarella. There's an Evil Ernie, and there's a Red Sonja. All right. Next up, we got Moon Knight number 2. That's that second printing.
Oh yeah.
People were excited about it. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. I don't think it's anything special necessarily, but it's cool.
Moon Knight.
It's Moon Knight. I mean, I bought the first print, but I
The
saw
second print was hard to find.
Yeah, it's not up on CLZ yet, or not CLZ. It's not up on. That's true. I am a being composed of penises.
And also true is it wasn't on CLZ because day of release CLZ is not very great about putting in their second, third, fourth, fifth, and subsequent printings.
Yeah. Here we got Gun Honey number 2, second printing. Beautiful cover. Here we got Dynamite number 5. I believe that's the end of this one. Dynamite Lives number 6, 5, something like that. I don't know. It's over. Here we got Venom number 1 with Peach Momoko cover.
Which comic, Rose?
What was that comic's name? Which one? Where are we going? Purgatory? Nyx? Army of Darkness 1979. I'm figuring that's the last few there. If that's not the one that you were looking at, let us know. Here we got. I picked this up over the weekend. It is, but that cover is supposed to look like Zombie Village people.
That's me.
I know. That's what I was saying when I saw it. I was like,
me, Rob. Quick.
That's whack. That's whack. Yeah, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. Yeah, it's an uncanny resemblance. And if you look, they definitely get the package. Like, it's Dick, so.
It's a nice dick on Dick right there.
Right. Here we got Sonya Versal.
Get a bigger dick and I'll be perfect.
Sonya Versal, it's perfect the way it is, buddy. Sonya Versal number 9. Ordinary Gods. I'm dropping this, guys. I'm dropping it. I'm done with this. I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't anymore. It's good, but it's issue 5. I feel like we've done nothing. Like I feel like it's still issue 1. There it is. I just want to let everybody know that as the rage people out there like to say, this comic it turned me gay, guys. It turned me super mega gay. I read this comic and I was like, oh, I'm gay now. Fuck Gabe L-Tabe. That's all I got to say. Mr. Miracle number 6 finally picked up this last issue. Honestly, guys, I did not enjoy it. I feel really bad, but I didn't care for it. Here's Echo Lands number 4.
Damn, I didn't get that issue.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Justice League 69. Might actually be dropping Justice League, believe it or not.
I already did in the last FOC.
There you go. FemForce 194. I love FemForce. It's horrible. It's really bad comics, but I love it. Final issue of Blacksmith number 5 here from our friend Eric Palicki and the guys over there, and gals over there at Ahoy Comics. Ahoy Comics, guys. Everything they put out is fucking fire. Pick it up. Give it a try. This was great. Eric's story was great. He does monsters really well. She's a fucking werewolf private investigator. You know what else I'm dropping?
Damn, don't say that.
I'm bored. I'm so fucked. The first since Dr. Blake, I don't care. I don't care since Blake.
I've heard that a lot, to be honest. Yeah.
I just don't care. Beyond the Breach number 5. This has been a fun little series. White number 4. This is the second printing. Kwanzaa Osajifo, Jamal Eagle, Tim Smith. Like, dude, this is a killer book. It's a fantastic story, and I love it. And I got more of it to show you here in a little bit. Then we got, this is just a cover by, guys. I don't read G.I. Joe, but 287. Look at this dope-ass cover. Love it. This series, I showed the first issue last week, I think. Never, Never.
Yeah, the second print with the good girl art on the bomber.
Yeah. So this is issue 4, and here's issue 5. Not real easy to find. I'm going to have to try and track down 2 and 3. Justice League Infinity number 5. This is the Justice League animated, brought back. Cal Exit is fucking bomb promiscuous. That's a great series. I think it's only 3 issues out, though. I don't think they finished the story. But here you got that Calvin Ellis. You got Zod. You got a Doomsday. I don't know who she is. I think she's a linear man, a linear woman. But she's part of the linear men. All right, listen, I was going to drop Flash. And I don't love the cover.
You were telling me to read it.
I know. It's because it's been great. But I was like, here's a jumping off point. They finished the story. But Dr. Fate is in there. He's reading the comic. This is the other cover. That's the A cover. This is the B cover. Okay?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Not All Robots, number 4.
Oh, I got it.
Upshot book. I finally picked this up. Regarding the matter of Oswald's body. That was a good fucking story.
I got the second print today.
Walking Dead Deluxe number 27. There was an LCSD version of this book out today, guys. In fact, I grabbed an LCSD book and I can't find it. I know I have another stack of books here somewhere. I'm going to have to show them next week. And I grabbed this. I didn't take it out of the bag yet because it's the nudie version of God Killer Spider-Land.
Take it out now.
Number 1. All right, fuck it.
Let's do it.
Every time Whack tells me to take it out, I just can't tell him no.
Yeah. You know what I do for you when I take it out, when you take it out as well.
I know.
I'd never let you down.
I know. Ree tells me that all the time. Literally all the time. She's like, if you take it out. Here's the thing. I don't see why. There's nothing on this cover. There's nothing on this fucking cover.
Oh, really?
Look at this. Nothing. What do you see? You don't even see nipple.
No.
Look at the back.
It's a nice
Difficult to
cover,
see.
but I don't know why it was.
But when you open it up,
it's
definitely is going down on her.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of nudity in there. Okay, guys, that's it. Oh, wait, I got a Kickstarter.
Ooh.
It is a Planet Comics magazine. So you know the original Planet Comics from the 40s, Rob?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
This is basically continuing the Planet Comics stories from those old Golden Age books. It was a Kickstarter. It was really a lot of fun. But here's the reason I got this one. Because the same guy did this, and I'd heard about it, and I wanted it really bad. Black Terror, Social Insecurity. This is if Black Terror was an old retired guy, and he's in a retirement community, and there's a whole bunch of other superheroes from the public domain. Here we go. From the public domain. You got Fighting Yank there. You got Silver Streak. I don't know who the question mark guy is, but I had to get this. I saw it was one of the rewards you could add on, so I backed that one. Now remember, I said I had more white, right? Remember I said that. So this week I got 5 books with exclusive covers. Okay, ready? From Jetpack Comics, white number 2.
Ooh.
First print.
What?
You can tell because it has the white and there's blacks telling you it's the second print.
No, this is the first print.
Oh, really? Oh.
This is first print. First print. The Jetpack Comics, they were only first prints. They're all exclusive covers. If you see this, what does this look like to you? It looks like some hats that we might have seen before. Here's white number 4, a little Sorcerer Supreme there. And here's one of my favorite covers of the week. White number 5.
I don't have 4 or 5. Why is my shop not getting it? And I don't mean the first prints. I know I'm never going to get those.
Well, like I said, my shop had that second print of issue 4. I don't think the second print issue 5 is out yet.
Oh, okay.
And I got my replacement copy of this one because the one I got first had a little dinger in it.
Woohoo!
Chilling Adventures in Sorcery, #1. This is a Dan Parent cover. It's a exclusive cover. I have another exclusive cover coming from these guys real soon.
And that's based off of an old PCH book. And
Yep.
isn't that like a $200 book, that one?
Yes.
Oh, and they gave you all the ding, but they replaced it. So
They replaced it.
Yeah.
They replaced it. This cost me $40 because I pre-ordered it. Nice. Let's do the back issues, kids. Got a couple of Magnus Robot Fighters. You know, I've been leaning into these horrible Gold Key books, but I just fucking love them. I can't help it. I love them. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're just the right type of shitty. That's issue 33 there. Here's issue 30, one of the rare line art covers. And here's the earliest issue I have in the Magnus run. It's issue 13. Guys, these are so high grade. This came from a collection that had the highest grade issue 2 I've ever seen. I think it would have graded at like a 992. And it went for about $20 over my budget, so I was real bummed out about that. Out of the Dollar Bin Rescues, a couple of Charlton books here. Fighting Army number 126. This one has that nice sub crease going right down the middle. You see in there. And here we got Attack number 14. They're pretty, aren't they? Yeah, let's do it, G. Right, exactly. So so that was it for the Charlton ones, but also Dollar Bin Rescues. A couple of covers from this fella. I don't know. I like him. I don't know if I ever told you, but his name's Adam Hughes, and he's a drawer. Drawer. There's one, and there's two.
I know that guy.
Yeah, you've heard.
Tracer! Your mother's a tracer!
You're killing me here. You're killing me here, Reed. Then we got, this came in one of the bags. They were like, hey, you ordered comics, get this. I was like, yeah, cool. I already had it, but whatever. Guys,
hey, you got twinsies tonight.
Twinsies? You got that one too? There we go. There it is. There it is. Somebody told me recently they think Fantastic Four is boring as shit, and I got to say I agree with them. I agree with them.
What? I'll fight you.
The current run.
Boring as shit. Was it being written?
My superpowers. I'll fucking fight you.
That's right. Fly over here. Fly over here, you sexy beast.
I will.
Hey guys, just to let you know, everybody on the earth is sleeping on Spider-Girl, and you need to stop fucking sleeping on Spider-Girl.
Accurate.
I'm telling you, stop sleeping on Spider-Girl. The end of this run, like the last 10 issues or so, I think it went 100 issues. The last 10 issues or so are a fucking ghost.
Yeah, funny enough that okay, so Spider-Girl was canceled so many times, but it was the fans that were very vociferous in wanting to make sure that shit doesn't get canceled. So they would write in, they would protest, and they kept it going. Even though it was low printed, they kept on, and they do not sell those books, those fans. They kept holding them and holding them. So if you find them, pick them up.
Like issue 98, 99, I have like a print run of like 3,400, man, for a Marvel book.
Which is sub 100 from the from Diamond.
All right. So here we have issue 91 of Spider-Girl. Look at that cover. So fucking awesome. Here we got issue 83. Little Venom there. Here we got Spider-Girl number 75, another black costume. Here we got, this is the clone Spider-Girl, issue 46. It's the Ben Reilly version of Spider-Girl. There you go. This one, watch out, kids. Gonna sneak up on you. Next up, we have, I got this from my shop today. Again, yeah, I'm stupid with this Gold Key stuff. Dark Shadows number 8. Look at that pretty cover. I picked this up for $5. This next book. Check this out. It is a Dell superhero named Nuclear. It's issue 2. There's only 4 issues in the whole series. Wow, my fingernails are filthy. 4 issues in the whole series. Okay, but Dell really didn't do superheroes. They did a lot of licensed kids comics, that kind of shit. They never did superheroes until Western split off and started publishing Gold Key. Then they just experiment with some superheroes. This is one of the very rare superhero titles. Now, last but not least tonight, what I'm going to show you guys, is some books that came from the beautiful, the fantastic, the wonderful Judah Rad over on IFLC. Nukla the Mook, or no, Ukla the Mock. That's what it was. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. But here we got Marvel Age number 25 in that pretty cover. Yeah, very pretty. Here we got Daredevil number 185. And
what happened to him? What's going on there?
He's apparently blind. He has like this walking stick. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with him. And Daredevil number 190.
That he's in, I mean, it was just
he's handy capable. Whack. It's handy capable. Let's not be ableist tonight. I don't know what's going on with him. It looks like a concussive blast is blasting him in the ass, is what it looks like to me. And I'm familiar with that.
Let's see if I can make you do that.
I bet you can. So that's the books I got this week, guys. Thank you so much. And again, I apologize for being late. I am old, and I'm getting older by the minute.
Oh, you're not that old. Come on.
Yeah, I'm only a year older than you, right?
That's why I'm saying that.
Now let's see if you can defend yourself, you sweat from a baboon's balls. Now let's see if you can defend yourself, you sweat from a baboon's balls.
Gotta do it twice.
So
like
hard,
once.
I needed to do it twice.
What? Once wasn't good enough. You're like, let me do this. Let me do this a second time. All right, cool.
Had to.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Whatever.
All right, so I guess my turn then, huh?
Oh yeah.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV. Wow, hey, look you guys, the sun's rising.
What's in the briefcase? Hey, there was enough in here that it could fit because I didn't get any back issues. Reason why, there was something that I was clued in on earlier this week that I should probably pick up. So I went and did that because it wasn't cheap. So how much did I get this week? Well, over here we have the Marvels, over here we have the DCs, over here we have the Indies. And Indies seem to be about even with the DC. So let's go with those first. Here we got Good Boy, issue number 1 from Source Point Press. This is the cover B. And if Comics on the Mind can't pick it up, and since I just sent everybody's boxes out, I will just have to start a new box. Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 1. This is the Baron's cover, and this guy has really blown up in the last couple months here. This guy's fantastic. And $1,000 goes directly to Michael's cocaine habit. You could buy me comics instead. Here's a Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 2. I don't know why I'm picking up all the covers. Oh, yes, I do. The reason why is because I keep hoping that one day I could wind up trading it for better stuff, because I have not read Spawn in like forever, and I've probably only read 5 of them in my entire life.
I'm interested to pick up the team-up book that he's doing. What's it called? The Scorched, I think?
Is that not Hellcop, but Spawn Universe, or?
Yeah, there's a I think it's called The Scorched. He's doing like a team book.
I'll probably be getting it. As long as it's involved with the Spawn Universe, I know that one day I can get better stuff, so that way I don't have way too much stuff, which is what I feel like now. But imagine if I was like Miracle Man with twice the amount. He has twice the amount I do. Whatever you think that I have, Miracle Man has more. Don't rob me. No, don't rob anybody.
What the fuck, man?
I was seeing if you were taking a shit or not.
I'm still here. Oh,
because you're going to slaughter me otherwise. House of Slaughter. This is the second print, local comic book shop day variant.
That's a homage to I think the second print of the Something is Killing the Children,
which I don't
have. The daily cover exactly like that with Erica on it.
I got involved with the Something's Killing the Children way too late.
Same here, dude. Same here.
Well, here's issue number 2 of the new series that just came out, and I think Ace will be getting you in issue number 5 because issue. I don't remember. One that I already have that I know is a little bit more expensive, but I just said, throw it in his box. I already have a copy. I don't need two of anything. I don't care if it's a $200 book. Here is Regarding Oswald. This is the second print, local comic book shop day variant.
Is that a color in variant?
I guess so. Maybe I'll use that one on Friday when I destroy a comic. No, I'm not going to do that to that one. Nor will I do it to this one, because out of all the comics that came out today, this is the one I am probably most interested in reading today, because vinyl has been fantastic.
Yeah, I've
And
been loving vinyl.
one of my favorite books of this year has been, if not has been my favorite book, has been Stray Dogs. They're coming out with Stray Dogs of Summer. It's going to be a 2-issue series, or maybe 3. But this has been my next best favorite thing that came out this year. If we could get the creators on the show, I would love that. Wink, wink, nod, nod. All right, those were the independents. So here we have the DC comics. So here we got Batman Reptilian number 6. This one is it's Garth Ennis, so I'm going to have to pick that up. I read just about everything that Garth Ennis does, except the war stuff. I can't get into war stuff. I don't know why. Here is the DC and Vampires. This is cover B. This is the Green Lantern variant. There's another one that has, I think it's a Warren Lau, or maybe it's Chew and a Supergirl. It wasn't at the shop. I'm going to be looking for it, even though I don't want to finish the series, because it's just one more series. I'm probably not going to get around to reading.
Dude, I think it's only like 4 or 5 issues. It's very short.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yet still, I'm on Catwoman. I don't read any of them. They're only cover buys, just like my Wonder Woman these days.
Yeah, those are great covers.
Also, like my detective comics these days. I haven't read Detective Comics since Arkham Knight was in it back in issue 1000.
There was an LCSD version of both that book and the DC versus Vampires Green Lantern book. I did grab that one. That's in my stack. The part I can't find, but it's a hologram cover.
Ooh.
Or not hologram, but it's a shiny. Sorry, it's a shiny cover.
The other one that came out today that I couldn't find at my shop, even if I wanted to pay more, which I would have happily, I'm not collecting it, but that Task Force Z. There's a local comic book shop day variant cover that looks kind of like Copra, the first issue of that, where it's just a black cover, red sort of skull with some blood, and it looks amazing. I'm like, I want it. But you're not collecting Task Force Deaths. I don't care. I wasn't collecting the Suicide Squad fucking King Shark, but it had that great Matina cover. So of course I got it. Just like how I'm getting this, despite the fact I haven't read it since issue number 5.
Just read it after they renumbered it. Just read it post whatever fucking thing they did recently.
And
you
I
forget
hear
their
that
early
they're gonna
stuff.
be doing something with this. So Robin issue 8. First cameo of a demon that might be the inspiration or the go behind to Ra's al Ghul. I don't know. I haven't read much more than the first issue. I'll read this all in a straight run once they all finish. But hey, I love the Batman 89. I'm liking the 78, but I want to read them all in one shot. It's easier that way. So I thought that I put on my list that I wanted all of the later printings that just came out today. I was only able to get this one, which is fun.
Okay.
And let's see, what else do we got here? Wonder Woman Black and Gold, issue number 6. I believe this is the last issue to this series, and there's a cover that is a retail variant that should be going for like $100 this week. If I was a variant collecting person, and I'm not, I'd probably go for the prior issue with Rose Besh. That was a winner. All right, here are the Marvels, where I got a couple issues today that came out about 2 weeks ago that blew the fuck up. And I was freaking out going, I don't want to pay $30 from some eBay asshole that's just going to likely take a comic book, drop it into an envelope, no cardboard or anything, and go, here, just like my Out 48 that came in a few weeks ago that I sent back and it cost money. I spent that money on sending packages out because apparently I just don't deserve an ALF 48. So here is Amazing Spider-Man 70 something. I don't know. I'm waiting for them to split off into Spider-Man and Ben Reilly because that's where they're heading. We know they are. Just like Venom. They're planning on doing 2 Venom books, one with Al Ewing, one with Ram V. They're just floating it right now with 2 writers. Ugh. Here is Black Panther #1. This is the Alex Ross cover.
Yeah, let me know how that Black Panther is.
Well, I'm going to be reading that tomorrow. This is the other Black Panther #1. This is the
nice cover.
Yeah, this is a cool cover.
Great cover, dude.
But these dual net go-go or whatever the hell they are, they never wind up going up in price. But I just looked at this cover and I went, I don't care if it never goes up in price. That is a badass cover. It is going in my collection. I hear there's a first appearance in this. I don't know. But it's been good so far, Death of Doctor Strange. So good, in fact, that I had to pick up another copy. This copy with Doom. You always get Doom. Always bet on Doom.
I like that when Doom becomes...
Now, here's something that I normally don't laud Marvel for a lot of good business decisions because they make a lot of poor ones, especially when it comes to the fact that whenever there's a new movie or a TV show, Marvel and DC cannot get their shit together until today. In the past, you've had movies like Wonder Woman comes out. Are they going to show like a first issue, a new series, so people can jump on going, hey, I just finished the movie. Where do I jump on in the comic book? Well, they're on issue number 13 on... You know what? I don't care. But today, Hawkeye came out on Netflix.
It was good.
You know what? They have a brand new series with Hawkeye. And not just Hawkeye, you know, it's the Kate Bishop Hawkeye. Hell yeah. Way to go, Marvel. You got a new series that's a jumping on point. So when people finish those first 2 episodes, which were really good, by the way, now they can jump on to something else, which might bring them into becoming comic readers like us. I mean, maybe not as psychotic as me, but maybe like us.
I think they're going to do that with She-Hulk, too, because I think there's a new She-Hulk series coming out, too.
It is? I can't wait.
Yeah.
Just like Hulk. I only picked up one cover, the cover A, because, all right, so this is how I operate. When they release 26 different covers, most of those bastards aren't going to be going for much more than anything unless it becomes a huge book. Go back and look at your Venom #1 from Gates, and the first issue doesn't cost that much. $10, maybe $20 if you go to a fucked up store because you way over FMD. It's that issue 3. First issues with like a ton of variant covers. Don't bother with more than 1 or 2 unless you like the artist. Now, this book that came out today, I don't believe that there were any variants to this. It was just a one and done, which led me to believe whenever Marvel does that, usually something special happens in it. About a year or 2 ago, they were releasing this Marvel Comics Presents, and an issue, I think, was 5. Did you know that Wolverine has a daughter?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they had it in another series. No, her name is Rienne. Wait, what? What are you telling me now? Yeah, she's in this book. It's called Marvel Comics Presents 5. I'm like, I'm not picking that up. No one's picking that up. How much is it today? $30. It was just released today. Yeah, whenever Marvel does a one and no variants, you should probably pick that up. And then there's open orders that you know about it. You know it's coming out, just like Kirk having that copy of Miles Morales DJing. That was open order. You could have ordered as many as you wanted. I know this because Lady Fantastic did that. She wound up buying, I think, 10 copies. I only ordered 1 because I have every single Art Adams variant, but because Marvel's been really hanky on their shipping, they didn't get any copies of this 2 weeks ago. So here I am going, I know I ordered at FOC. This is why I keep telling everybody on our show, you should order FOC. That's how comic shops know what to order. And if they don't order enough, you're screwed. I'm screwed, and I ordered FOC. Well, a good comic shop will get you your book and will make sure you still pay cover price. That's why Frank's Comic Shop in Miami is where I go to for my books. And he even got me this.
Yeah.
Comics on the Mind.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know he has it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of agreeing with Miracle Man when it comes to Thor. It's been a little. Can I tell you what's been going on in the last couple issues? Like, I know I read them. What happens in it? Fuck if I know.
Yep.
Kind of like anything that's Rob Liefeld based. I'm never going to read this, but every year I'd like to pick up one or two Rob Liefeld variants just to see how he might have progressed as an artist. Well, we're still in the 90s. Wolverine, I'm really going to be dropping all the X-Men stuff with the exception of just regular X-Men. But that's a badass cover, so I'll pick it up. Even though I'm going to get rid of all of the X-Men stuff with the exception of Hickman's X-Men and the Marauders. All the rest of it, I don't need it. This X-Men, fun little series, but I don't really care what's going on in it, if I'm being honest. And those were all my issues that I picked up today. Hey, we're 2 hours and 10 minutes. I want to thank all the people that have been watching this show throughout. Replay viewers, we love you. We thank you so much. And on this Thanksgiving, the fact that you watch our show, the fact that you like comic books, the fact that you like independent comic books, knowing that there's more than just superheroes and tights from the big two. There's other things out there that are fantastic reads that you might not have heard of, because if you're just watching the other comic shows, you just are watching the top 10 lists. On this show, you get to find out what else is out there. And we get to thank those people that are creators and comic book fans like yourself that watch shows like ours. So we thank you so much. We look forward to you joining us as we join you in the new year of 2022. We hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Now, lastly, I just want to let y'all know that the comic book shop that I go to, his name is Miami Fresh Comics. He goes by the actual name of John Freshly. This coming, not Thursday, because it is Thanksgiving, but probably Saturday or Sunday, he will be doing a claim sale. So take a look at his Instagram page for that. Otherwise, this is the Not Near Mint crew, and we will be back next Wednesday, same time, same channel. But coming up the day after Thanksgiving on Friday, this hot bastard down here, we are going to be on Whack Comics Show. So check out Whack Comics, and if you aren't subscribed to Whack Comics, do that. Now, Comics on the Mind, is there anything coming up? I know that tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Are you going to be having another show?
No, not tomorrow, anyway. But I also will be on Whack Attack on Friday, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Let's go.
Miracle Man.
What you got?
Yes.
Oh, good. He's there.
I'm here.
Anything going on the Twitter sphere?
I mean, every day we're hustling. Wednesday hustling, Thursday hustling, Friday hustling, Saturday hustling, Sunday resting, because that's what Jesus did. Or something.
Are you going to join us on Friday?
I don't really know. I'm going to try and join you on Friday. I do a lot. So just so everybody knows, I have like a family, and they occasionally demand my attention. I do my best to
raise them,
not give them that attention, because I feel like it makes them better people when they experience a lack of love. So it makes them stronger, you know. So I don't know. I might be here Friday. I'm hoping I'm going to be here Friday to hang out with you, Wack, because let's be honest, it's been way too long since we've done a show together. Yeah, like honestly, we should really be doing one like once a week. I don't understand why we're not. So we'll have to work on that.
Lee, Ignacio just pointed out that for him and I, it's still just a Thursday. You know, and just everywhere else outside the world, it's just a normal old day for us. But enjoy Thanksgiving over there.
But I'm just gonna be buttering my toast, put some Vegemite on that shit, and going for a walk.
So, anything that you want to promote, you hot, sexy bastard, you?
So yeah, definitely come and check out It's going to be for Black Friday. Everyone over in the States for Saturday for anyone else in Australia. I think we're going to do around 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be a good time. These guys have been on the show before, so I'm going to try and throw a couple of curveballs at them and keep them on their toes a little bit. So come and tune in for some Not Near Mint getting well whacked.
And perhaps we might even be able to get Lady Fantastic to do a remixed version of Takeable Penis.
Oh yeah, there's going to be some Takeable Penis, no doubt about it. It's going to... And I opened a bunch of cards. If no one saw that, I made a video opening a bunch of cards. You should watch that.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was a fun time. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. So this has been another episode of Not Near Mint. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to be back next week, same time, same channel. So do check out Whack Comics. And y'all, happy Thanksgiving. We love you all. And
get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated. Don't eat too much. And don't kill anybody, even if you can, especially if you can. Love y'all. Good night.
Love y'all.
Night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Worst, Lady Fantastic, Miracle Man, Comics on the Mind, Ace, and Whack Comics back next week. New Comic Book Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time.